What's going on, everyone? Everyone. Going to talk about a fun show. Cattle Decapitation, Aborted, Frozen Soul, Tribal Gaze. Now, unfortunately, my awesome Tribal Gaze shirt, their van broke down, and so they got to the show late and they didn't get to play, which sucks because they're a newer band, they're a young band, and they're awesome. I've gotten to see them twice already. Definitely, I feel like if they play their cards right and if they keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna rise to the top for a lot of metal fans. Um, but they weren't able to play. What's cool though is all the other bands was like made a point to say, "Hey, these guys couldn't make it. Please go support them." So that was really cool. Um, so this was at the Palladium in Worcester, and pretty cool venue. Pretty cool venue. Lots of good stuff there. Been there a few times now. Um, and I'm not going to lie, this year has been bittersweet with shows, but thankfully this show was kind of a return to form. It was really fun. It wasn't completely sold out, but it was definitely pretty packed. The crowd was active, so Frozen Soul started the night, and I've seen them twice before, and they weren't really my thing, and I was never really into like Bolt Thrower, and I know a lot of people talk about them being kind of similar. I don't know about that, but I do know that out of all the three times I've seen them, this was their best. Their best. Yeah, kind of everything. Their best performance, the best sound, the best kind of energy. Yeah, it was really good. So Frozen Soul started, and Chad Green, vocalist. I've been noticing more and more vocalists calling out the importance of mental health, unfortunately for very sad reasons in their own lives. But I always appreciate it. As some of you know, I'm a counselor, mental health counselor, therapist, whatever you want to call them. And you know, I've been early this year, and then in April next year, I do a mental health fundraiser show. So bands raising money for people to get entry into mental health. So it's always important to me when I hear this. But yeah, Frozen Soul did great. They got the crowd fired up. Definitely a lot of movement. Aborted came on next. So Aborted is, death metal band, kind of techy. A few other elements in there, and they're not for me. But nothing against them. And they did great. They did absolutely great. They put on a great show, lots of great lights, really good energy. Their vocalist is hilarious. And they did really well. They have a really nice photographer with them who was talking about kind of the fun of the tour so far. So really enjoyable set. And they asked for a lot of crowd surfers, and it was like the crowd had been waiting for this, and it was just waves and waves and waves of crowd surfers. A lot of fun. And Cattle Decapitation came on. So here's where things got a little bit weird. One band missed the bill. They only started 30 minutes late overall for the night. We were hoping that the bands were going to do longer sets or something like that. And unfortunately, it didn't. I don't think anybody did. Certainly, right, Cattle Decap was doing Death Atlas in its entirety. I think they added one or two extra songs. Would have loved to see more. And this was a special show 2 years ago, almost exactly to the day. Had a really cool Cattle Decapitation event. But Cattle Decap, man, I've seen them 3 or 4 times now. And this was one of their cleanest, smoothest, just well delivered sets that I've gotten to see. It sounds like the rest of the tour has been that way too. I mean, they're definitely hit a level of, I guess, like professional performance. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but they definitely delivered a great set. And man, it sounded so good. I like being up front. It was a little bit, it sounded a little bit heavy and muffled, but just being back a little bit and watching some of the clips, from the show, which I'll have linked below. Man, it just sounded so good. So bummed about a few little things. Really bummed Tribal Gaze, because a lot of people there wanted to check Tribal Gaze out and didn't get a chance to, at least in Massachusetts. So, all things considered, though, really good show, really cool tour. Definitely catch it if you get the chance. I think they have roughly half left, so there's a good chance they're heading west, because if they keep going east, they'll end up in the water. I guess you could do a show like that, but you probably wouldn't. So yeah, get there. A lot of merch was selling quickly, so the merch selection, even over the night, like, bands ran out of stuff, including their display pieces. I'm very sad, because something I wanted, I could have got at the beginning of the show. Of course, I was like, I'll get it at the end, and I shouldn't have. So, don't make that mistake. Anyway, check it out. Check out the links below. If you've seen the tour, let me know what you thought or how it went in your town. And, yeah, I guess that's it. So, my next show, for those of you who care, should be, and I say should be because they should have tickets available, but you never know anymore, and I don't want to buy through Ticketmaster because I tried not to. Should be Great American Ghost. Nope, that's not it. Well, it is Great American Ghost as a headliner. Downswing, who is doing a CD release. Wrist Meet Razor, Salt Wound, and Ice Over. Iced Over, I think, is like the local opener. But, like, man, and this is probably backwards for you, unless I flip this around, but I'm not going to do that. Sorry. Anyway, really cool show of, like, hardcore adjacent stuff. I want to basically, I love Great American Ghost, and I want to check out the other bands on the bill. So, that's next week, the 12th. Yeah, the 12th. And then after that is the Category 7 John Bush Anthrax Years special thing in New York City. And I think that's it for the year, unless something else squeezes in. But I got a lot more coming. Reviews, information about the mental health show, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, okay, goodbye.